Hi, good morning. What's up? It's Chiquita, the Married Millennial. I'm here with another video. Is it up? Is it up? So I was listening to, of course, Beyonce's Renaissance album because I love it. It is literally my favorite, and I listened to it back to back to back to back. So I was on Cuff It, and I just had to play my song before I went live. So thank you guys for joining. Whoever is here, welcome. Thank you guys for being here. Um, I wanted to come on here and talk about today. If you see the topic, it's titled I Lost Myself in Marriage and Motherhood. And I really wanted to share, like, I have dreams every single night. I have dreams every single time I go to sleep. And so I had this dream last night, and it was almost as if, I don't know, I think I met Cardi B in my dream. Like, she was in my dream, and I was like swimming like a mermaid. And really, I'm afraid as heck of water, but yet and still, for some reason, I was in love with swimming. It made me feel so alive and sexy, and like I just was in this different world. I don't know, right? So I woke up and I've been thinking a lot. I always think a lot about. I'm very self-aware. I'm always continuously working on self-improvement, right? And I think a lot of that has to do with the work that I'm trying to do and not do for other people. I need to be able to go deeper, to understand myself, to develop as I go in order to help other people do that. So what I realize is this: I love being married. I love my husband. I love my children. And I'm not saying that as a disclaimer, but I sometimes you do, because people start getting the wrong idea. But what I realized is that my beginning idea of what love was, right, was finding someone to love me unconditionally, right? So much so that I just felt all of this amazing love, all of this fantasy type love, all of this euphoria type love, and that it will maintain for the rest of my life. Like, if you watch Disney movies, if you watch TV in general, like, people, they really make love to be so romanticized. And I think that's okay. But I think as we grow older, especially for women, we start to think that love is supposed to feel like that. And so we look for love, and almost especially nowadays, it's like our happiness reside in our ability to be loved. It's like our worth lives in somebody else being able to love us, ultimately being able to marry us, have children with us. That's where we feel like our worth reside, and that's where we feel like our happiness is. And so now that I've been married for and with my husband for 8 years, it feels like we've been married for 8 years. Technically, I feel like we are, because we got engaged that first year, so we've really been married for like 7 years. But I would say this: I completely lost myself in marriage and motherhood, and it took me so long to realize that, because I am a person who, I call myself like a people pleaser. I would like to say that I am like in rehab, and I'm not a people pleaser anymore, because I'm evolving to find that balance where I'm included and like pleasing other people a lot. That I'm one of those people that's being pleased by me. And so um, I we've been together for so long. I realized that I'm constantly wanting to make my family happy, constantly wanting to make my husband happy, constantly in this robotic kind of routine nowadays, where I am trying to keep up with the kids' schoolwork, trying to keep up with them, making sure that they're successful. Not having a lot of energy sometimes due to chasing children around or trying to make sure the house clean. The day-to-day stuff drains me so much, right? And I'm sure, like many of y'all, it does. And then trying to keep up with my husband, trying to and still and embrace his journey that he's on while he's trying to figure out what he wants to do with his life, his career, trying to help him maintain his sense of individuality, sometimes smothers my ability to give myself what I need. And so for years and years and years, literally, like, I'm not even kidding. Honestly, it's probably just now that I'm realizing that I have smothered myself with motherhood and marriagehood, right? And so now I'm at this point to where I realize, and honestly, maybe me and my husband will talk about this another time, but last year, me and my husband went through a really, really rough time. Like, I mean, we had a very rough time. And hey, Brittany, hey, cuz. We had a very rough time in our marriage, and at some point we'll talk about it, right? Because it was very sensitive, very, people get, you got to be all in our business, and which I'm okay with that, but we'll talk about it together. Um, I think that in that time, me and my husband both were looking for an escape, right? And for me, I thought that my escape resided in someone else. Like maybe it's somebody else that I'm supposed to be with. Maybe it's somebody else that I need to get this thrill from, this adventure from, right? And it's just me being honest. And I think my husband had the same experience, honestly. And it was so deep. Like I really thought that's where I'm supposed to be, right? Nothing happened, but it's just the idea that my mind was there. I thought too, I was so rough on my husband. It was almost as if, I thought that he needed to make me happy. So I started looking at him like, you're not doing enough. You're not this. I started being very critical of him. I started looking to him to take me on some more dates. So I started nitpicking apart our romance. And I'd be like, well, you don't date me enough. We don't go here. We don't do this, da, da, da. You this. And it was just ridiculous, right? And so I didn't realize up until now, honestly, probably today or the last couple of months, really probably this week. And I'm just being honest, y'all. Like I'm realizing at this point, especially with the dreams that I constantly have, that the happiness and the intent that I need and the adventure in my life is me. Like it's me choosing to live my life the way that I want to. I literally was a person before I got married who I would go out with my friends. I had a very active social life. I just like to have fun. I like to go out. I like to talk to people. I like to engage. Really, that's where I get my energy from. Some people get their energy from there a long time. I have to reset in my alone and like by myself, but in terms of energy and where I get my livelihood from, it's in interacting with people. I love it. And so for me, being in with my husband specifically, he's so introverted. He could literally be in a house and watch TV and eat food, and that will be his entire life, and he's okay with that. And then being a mother, I have to balance so many things. And so with their needs, that my needs literally weren't on the list. Like my body started being affected. It's been like over a year or two where now my hormones are out of whack. My body is so affected, and I'm realizing that I don't think it has anything to do with anything other than me being intentional about exploring what's for me, what's what I want to do, and balancing and bringing in my quality time, my me time, as well as my social needs into my relationship again. And so I have lost that because when you have that beginning love, it's all encompassing, right? Like you want to be under your spouse all the time. You literally don't have time for friends, family. You just, you're together all the time. It's smothering. It's like that smothering type of love, which is so beautiful. It's that honeymoon stage. It's that beginning love where in the beginning, even in the first 5 years, you don't even realize that your love is smothering you. You don't even realize that you've given up so much of yourself to fit into this new world where there's children and there's another person. As women, I think that we're very guilty of doing that. And so I wanted to come on here because I don't want anyone else to make this same, to go through the same thing in the way that I did, where ultimately I feel like for some people, your marriage could possibly be affected. Like you could think like I'm in a wrong marriage or I'm with the wrong person simply because we are relying on them so much, and we are so, I think, programmed to think that our happiness is in marriage, is in a person, and that if we don't have that love that we see on TV, or if it doesn't feel like that, like then we are with the wrong person. And I don't think that. I truly, truly believe that when it comes down to our happiness and maintaining any long-term relationship, it's about ourselves. It's about learning how to have our own voice and opinion again. It's about setting boundaries with your spouse, setting boundaries with your children. It's about being intentional about me time, quality time with yourself, quiet time. It's about being intentional about your social life, going out, meeting your friends, getting to know new people without feeling like you're stepping on your spouse's toes, or like your spouse is thinking that you're cheating or you're going out with someone else. Like it literally is about exploring the things that makes your life sparkle, right? The things that make you so freaking excited that you feel like a child again, that you feel like, college. Transparently, I will often every now and then have dreams about college, and I mean I'm always interpreting my dreams, right? But I would have a dream that I was in college, back in college, and I literally have this dream like a few times every month. And I had to ask myself, like, why am I constantly having these dreams about me being in college again, right? And I think it has a lot to do with the time period. I didn't have any children. I had so much more fun. I was very social. I had so much more energy. I was just able to live life a little bit more freer. And which I understand, as you become an adult, you get older, you have children and a spouse, some of those things settle down for a bit. But I don't think that we need to wait until we get a divorce or wait until our marriage ends, or wait until our relationship ends, or wait until someone cheats on us, or someone does something that's of betrayal to us before we decide to find me again. Like, I don't think that we should wait until that part. I'm very proactive as a person. And so what I'm saying to you all is that before losing yourself, or if you find yourself in the process of not feeling very happy, wondering if the person you're with is the person you were meant to be with, looking and fantasizing about either someone else, or fantasizing about being in a different relationship or in a different time period in your life, that most of the time it may not really be about that the person you're with. It really may not be about those things or those people. It really is about you living more authentically for yourself, and doing that unapologetically. There has to be space for you in your relationship. It has to be. I think we get so caught up in we, and we're doing everything together. And we even want our spouses to do everything together. To be honest, I want my husband to do everything with me. I would love to take my children everywhere I go. But at the same time, I know in order to reset and refresh and be what they need, I also need to go have time alone, or time away, or go to be with my friends, or stay late at a party. Because my husband, he likes to leave a little early, like 10, 11 o'clock. Me, I'm like, let's stay all night till they put us out. And I have not done that in, since so very long, over a decade probably at this point. And so for me, I need that. I want that balance, and I need that in order to be able to show up here for my husband and for my children. So being mindful that when you lose yourself, and part of losing yourself, you also start to get really depressed. You also start to like, your body, your hormones are out of whack. Like, your sex drive may even be affected, especially for women. A lot of the times, people ask when women's sex drive is lower, or they're not really into sex, is it any of the environmental stresses that you're experiencing? And usually you can, like, for me, I'm happy in my marriage. My husband is my best friend. We have a really good relationship. I think for me, I'm suffering from not having enough time to myself and to do the things that I love, kind of like to live my life the way that I want to live it. Even if that's going out every single weekend, not like to parties, but to the store, to go do something. That's what I need. So I'm just trying to be transparent with you all, so that you can understand and be honest with yourselves about where you are, what you need, and not always relying on your spouse, or thinking that something is wrong with your marriage or your relationship because you are not getting what you need. We need to learn how to give ourselves what we need, certainly. And I think we can learn that, as if you're a woman in a relationship, I think we can learn that from single women, right, who actively go on trips by themselves or go with their friends. I know our responsibilities are different, but I still think that if you want a lasting, committed relationship, you have to learn how to channel that single woman again. Channel that woman. I don't want to say this, but maybe I should channel that woman that, like, oh, your man cheated on you, and and now you trying to prove to him, like, you that girl. Like, channel that energy, but channel it in real time right now, proactively, and not reactively after the fact, if that makes sense. Good morning, Mom. Thank you. Yes, I'm trying to be transparent. Brittany, yes, you said time away is definitely needed. I totally agree. I'm going to go ahead and put some of these comments up here. Um, sometimes I still feel so guilty about time away. Like, I feel so guilty, even just going to the store. I feel guilty. It's like, do you really want to go to the store? What about your kids? What about your daughter? Your oldest daughter probably want to go. They probably bored. They probably tired of being in the house. Even though you just took them somewhere, so what? They still probably want to go. What about your husband? He probably feel like he'd go with you. Like, it just is so much that encompasses. It's like, I'm not even thinking about just what I need. So I wanted to bring that up and share with you guys. I wrote down something before I came on here, and I wanted to share this really quickly. It said, I put, part of loving me is loving you, right? And realizing, oh, I'm sorry, my phone is still playing heated. But it says, part of loving me is loving you, right? And I realized this, and I thought about this before I got on here, because I used to think, just like many other women, and the women that I work with who are single, really think that their happiness reside in a relationship. But what I guess I'm going to start working with them on is understanding that part of loving them is wanting to feel loved, is needing to be loved. I understand that, but that's only a part. Like, it's a part. And so for women who are in relationships or in marriages, committed relationships, you too need to understand that loving someone else, like loving your spouse, is loving you, right? And loving yourself is also loving them. It's allowing yourself to feel and give love, if that makes sense. And so, meaning, like, the me loving you and you loving me is not the whole of me. Meaning, like, we don't have to be so smothered and encompassing to where we feel like we're going to lose this relationship or lose this person or lose the love, or maybe we are in a wrong relationship simply because we feel a need to want more freedom or to want more adventure. That does not mean that. And I'm saying this because I know the thoughts that people have and how we connect things to thinking that there's something wrong with what we have going on when there's not, unless it is. Um, but ultimately, it really is just us needing to have permission to feel freer to be our individual selves, even in a relationship. So, Brittany, you said mom guilt is real. It absolutely is real. So, it's so debilitating for a lot of women, honestly, that I don't know if people really understand how tough and difficult it is when you're trying to make sure that you are not being selfish. But then you realize, like, dang, I'm really giving everybody everything that I got. So I hope this makes sense. I am learning and I'm taking steps at this point. I'm trying to get the courage. My cousin actually texted me, my cousin Felicia, hey, if you watch this, hey. She texted me, I think last week, and she was just like, she was just kind of explaining some things to me about myself that, she was just bringing it to my attention. And it was really interesting because, she was just saying, like, I needed to be able to go out and go shopping, go to classes by myself. And I've been wanting to go to a dance class for forever, but to just do things that are, even if it's by myself, for me, so that I can reset and recharge. And it's so true. I need to be able to do that. And me trying to explain that to my husband, he'll always say, okay, go do what you need to do what you need to do. But then there's always still that part of me in the back of my mind that feels like, how does he really feel about me wanting to go do these things? And so it's a lot to manage. This is just transparently how it is, I guess, in marriage, and just trying to figure those things out. um I don't have anything else for you guys. I really just wanted to come on and say that, and hope that someone else, it can bring some awareness to someone else's situation, so that you can really wonder what it is that you need to give to you. Right, we're always looking to other people to give us something, or we're always thinking that this person not doing that person not doing that, that's why I'm unhappy, that's why I feel depressed, that's why I'm so alone, that's why I'm not happy, that's why my life is like this. But it's not. It really is you yourself not giving you the things that you need for whatever reason, for whatever excuses. I do get it, but there has to be some sensible way to balance what you want, the life that you want to live, with the life that you are creating for you and your family, and in that role. If there's no room for you, then I mean, ultimately, you die in a relationship, you die in motherhood, you die in marriagehood. And I hate to be so harsh when I say that, but you do. Like, your individual identity dies. And to me, that does not make a healthy or happy partnership. It does not make you a healthy partner. It does not make you the best mom either, because why teach your children to lose themselves in order to love other people? I don't think that's the answer. Okay. My mom, hey mom, you said self-awareness is important. It is completely important. It's important, important, important. And I always say awareness does not equal change. Behaviors do, right? So we have to be willing to be changed. So I'm holding myself accountable for living more authentically, having more freedom, giving myself more permission to do the things I love. So if you somebody and you like to go out too and have fun, and you're a person who have, you got some sense, and I'm not on no crazy stuff. So please let me know. I'm definitely looking to go to dance classes and things like that. So of course, I would love to share that time with other people. But at the same time, this is just you guys giving yourself permission to live your best self, even in a relationship, and to not lose yourself in marriage and motherhood. Because while those roles are important, being you is the most important role that you can have, and you don't want to let that go. And so learning ways to continuously love yourself is more important than someone else continuously learning to love you at different stages. So that is all I have for y'all. If you have any questions, please, I'll give you a few seconds to put them in the chat. I really appreciate y'all watching and joining. I didn't expect to even do a video today. I just woke up with this on my mind, and it was like a burning feeling in my stomach that this message is for somebody. And so if this is for you, I hope that you receive this. And I hope that if it's not for you, that you pass it along to someone else, because truly, I want us all to be able to be our best selves in this relationship, for sure. And just to say before we leave, while I'm waiting to see if anyone has questions, if you are single and dating or wanting to date, or maybe you're already dating and you're in a relationship, or maybe you are married or in a relationship and you just are needing some healthy support, right? Like someone to bounce ideas off of, someone to talk things through, someone to say, hey, I'm trying to figure out if I'm right or wrong in a situation, or I'm trying to figure out if I made the best decision. I'm trying to figure out how to approach this situation. Or if you're on a dating scene and you're trying to understand why you keep having the same dating experiences, or why you're not finding the person you want to spend your life with, or what it is that you're doing and how you can improve, then please don't forget to visit my website at jakitareed.com. That's JAKITAREED.com. You can go to the contact me and hit me up, and I offer consultation. So therefore, even though I'm a therapist, I also do consulting, which some people call it coaching. I want to call mine consulting because it's on demand, meaning like you don't have to consistently meet with me every week or every month. It's as needed, so you can drop in. And so I do charge cash pay for just meeting with me. Hey, I got this issue I'm going on in this date, or is this guy or this girl who I'm. What do you think? If you just want some healthy professional advice about these things, I am the person to come to. I will help you have some healthy discernment and figure those out. Again, you can visit my website at jakitareed.com. That is all I have. So there's no questions. I'm going to let you guys go about your day. Happy Sunday. Have an amazing day. If you're on YouTube, please, thank you for joining. Hit the like button. Share this out. If you're on Facebook or watching from somewhere else, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Married Millennial on YouTube. Hit the notification button as well so that you can join me whenever I go live. You'll get a notification. So I love y'all. Have an amazing day, and I will talk to you later. Peace.